was trying something new, and there was a lot of, how do I say this, inappropriate comments. So I ended that live, and I am now starting this live. I have a lot of energy, and I thought I would just pop on here. So I do have to be mindful of the type of comments and the type of headlines that I put on here. So yes, I did end that live. I am back, and I am literally, if anybody is out there and they need guidance or anything like that, that's what this stream is for. So hey, I'm just gonna go ahead and get some oracles. I am going to go ahead and get some oracle cards today. So, anybody out there, we are here just to chill and be grateful, and it is a safe space. Okay, so if you're in the comments, please make sure that you're saying mindful things, nice things, and we're going to put out some good energy. Put out good energy, put out good energy. I will remove you if you say anything inappropriate. This is a safe space. I am going to light some sage, and then we're going to get some oracle cards. So yes, I am here for anybody who needs guidance or just feels like they are lonely. Okay, that's what I'm here for. We'll get some cards. We'll get some oracle cards. But yes, it is just a little bit impromptu. I test things out. Sometimes things stick. I hope everybody out there in YouTube land is doing well. I want to get some good energy in the room because, as I mentioned at the beginning of the live, I did hop on a previous live earlier that did not get the best turnout. So I ended that stream, and I'm starting a new one, and we are now clearing the energy. Okay, you are free to comment in the comment section. If you say anything inappropriate, you'll get reported, you'll get removed. Mind your manners. Okay, yes. Oh, hello. Thank you very much for showing up today. Honestly, today, really, I have a lot of energy, and I'm just here for you guys. I'm here for you guys if anybody needs anything, okay? It's not a free tarot session, but we can talk. What did they say on the other stream? I'm not going to repeat what they said, okay? It was terrible, as you can imagine. Yo, what are we doing? Why would the first card be the Four of Cups? It does look like you know what tarot means. This deck is an oracle card. These are oracle cards. These are angel oracle cards. And what acts of service? Guess what I'm doing today? This stream is an act of service. And that's why the other stream didn't go well, because nobody needs that. What we need is an act of service. So if you guys haven't done so yet, this is your sign to do an act of service for somebody. Have you guys ever seen Pay It Forward? Acts of service are exactly that. When you do something for somebody or for your community without getting anything in return. So that's what this stream is today. I'm offering the best of my talents and goodwill, making my place in the universe a better one. So keep that in mind when you're in the comments, that we're here to make the world a better place, not to make people feel scared, to put them down, to make them feel inappropriate. We're here to make the world a better place. It's a safe space. What kind of Uno cards are these? Well, these aren't Uno cards, they're Oracle cards. But that's funny that you say Uno, because I used to play Uno Attack, all the types of Uno. When I was younger with my cousin, we would play Uno all the time. So let's get another card. So the first card out from our guides, because this is the angel deck, oracle deck, go go and do an act of service in your community. If you haven't done so already, it's always a good thing. So what does that look like? Volunteering your time, going to a soup kitchen, helping out a friend, opening the door. Okay, if you want to be closer to whatever you believe is running the universe, then acts of service is a great way to cleanse your soul. Okay, so I love that, acts of service. And it can look like anything. It can be something small, like making a sandwich for somebody. It can be something simple like helping someone with their homework, or opening the door, smiling at someone. It doesn't have to cost you a dime. It doesn't have to be this huge ordeal. You could just smile at someone. So, acts of service. How many should you do a day? So, I feel like you don't necessarily have to do a lot. You don't even necessarily have to do it every day. Just be mindful, you know? And it's going to be different for everyone. So I don't necessarily do acts of service every day. I don't feel like that's something that I often think about. But what I do for myself is I moderate my own behavior. That is a huge act of service. To remember how you're coming off to people, to remember what you're saying to people, to keep yourself in check. That is a huge act of service, believe it or not, because the things that you put into the universe can make the world a better or a worse place. So as an act of service, every day I get up and I wake up and I try to be good to myself. Because if I'm not being good to myself, then I'm already going to be putting out negative energy into the world. So you can think of it that way. Second card out we have is Young Love. I accept love with gratitude. I am open and made whole by its beauty. I talk to this all the time with my private clients. So I was just saying to, not be inappropriate in the chat. And I am not going to tolerate that. So yes, we have Young Love. Accepting love and gratitude. I talk about this all the time with my clients. So you have to be able to receive good things. Not only do you have to do acts of service, but you have to be able to receive good things in return. If you're not able to receive good things, then actually your heart, it puts off a vibe of stay away from me when you don't accept things. So I'm not even going to interact with trolls today. I'm just not. So, but this is really fun. And all right, so anyway, so I don't have my moderator tonight. I talk about this all the time with my clients. You have to be able to accept love, to be able to receive love, to be able to receive good things, and accept help when it's needed. And I know that can be difficult for some people. All right, so I'm going to move on. Let's go to a different oracle deck. I love that, though, acts of service. And community service. I used to donate my time, because time is actually one of the most important things that you have, to donate your time. What am I doing? So actually, I'm just here for support. I'm just here. I had a stream earlier that wasn't the best, so I came back on, and I'm just here. I'm here for anyone who needs it. If you want to talk, and we're just pulling some cards, doing some oracle cards, just having some fun, chilling with everybody out there in YouTube land. All right. Let's pull some cards from this. I love this deck, this oracle deck. What do we have for the community? What are you guys all doing out there? How's everybody's day? Instincts. So this deck, this oracle deck is actually chakra balancing, and gray is the crown chakra. So this is your thoughts. So having good instincts and being connected to your thoughts are very important, and it's very relative to everyone, because everybody has different thoughts in their head. So believe it or not, having anxiety can be a good thing, because it means that you're on high alert. It means that you're very aware. So, and I see this as with the crown chakra, sometimes that's the thoughts in your head. Having good instincts can actually be related to paying attention to the thoughts that you have. Instincts. And some of you guys could have a dog. This dog has 2 faces on it. What else do we have for the collective? How's everyone doing out there in YouTube land? Okay. The heart chakra, growth. So we've got, what's everyone doing? How's everyone doing? Heart chakra. How many of you guys know about chakras? Do you know about chakra balancing? The Fool. So, growth. I feel like sometimes when you're growing, that you can turn into a new person. It can mean starting over. We have the Fool, and then we have growth. All right. Logan says I'm doing good. Where are you guys all located in the world? Don't be afraid to talk in the chat. I'm just here for support, as I mentioned before. Okay. I will do a Celtic cross while I wait. But yes, so we have the color green. That's going to be the heart chakra. And we have the Fool. This can be a journey, a spiritual journey. Growth is a daily thing, and it can be a spiritual journey. And I love that the first card out was the act of service. Definitely, I don't know if any of you, I don't really talk about religion on here because I don't want to ostracize people. Everybody has their own beliefs. Me, I have a temple that I go to. I go to a Buddhist temple every now and then. And the Buddhist temple, as far as acts of service, what they do is that they feed the homeless. Okay, they prepare meals and they go out and they feed the homeless. But they also do knitting and other things like that. And also they educate people. I feel like helping people to learn to not be ignorant and how to control themselves is actually a huge act of service. Because if we want to all be enlightened and have the world be a safer place, that usually means controlling how you are, being a good example for other people. It can be really hard to set a good example. It can actually be really boring. To be enlightenment, it can sometimes be very boring. But that depends on what you think is interesting and what you think is boring. All right, let's get a Celtic cross. Let's see. Just a general message. How's everyone doing out there? First card out. First card out is the Lovers. And in this deck, the Lovers is a succubus. I don't know if you guys know what a succubus is. You can look up what a succubus is. Woo! Okay, we got the Star. And in this deck, this is interesting because both depictions have a person with, there's wings. You can see that. But also here it's late at night, so I can see people dreaming. And with the tooth fairy. Okay, so the star reversed. I'm trying to get an idea of what this is trying to say. The Seven of Swords. Ooh. The first thought in my head was that love is draining. Four of Cups, or King of Cups in the past, and in the headspace. Temperance in reverse. With these two cards, first and foremost, there's a lack of healing here. The Temperance in reverse is impatience. But also a lack of healing. And the Star in reverse is also a lack of healing here because there's a decision that needs to be made about whether or not certain people can be in your life with the Seven of Swords. And then in the future is healing. So, and I love that because it just kind of seemed like the first thing that I'm being drawn to is something that's draining your energy. Okay, there's something that could be draining your energy. And it could absolutely be people. And as I was mentioning before, coming on here to do acts of service can sometimes look like moderating your own behavior and setting an example for others. Okay? So, the way to set the example for others is to make sure that you have completely... We talk about healing all the time in the temple that I go to, because it's not something that just happens. It's not something that just happens, okay? Healing isn't really just healing. Wow. Ay, ay, ay. So yes, healing is not something that can just happen. When you go to temple and then you talk about what it means to heal, it's not like you have a wound. It's not like you have like a wound that heals. It's something different. It's more like your energy that. It's more like your energy, okay? Your energy it doesn't just all of a sudden, hey, I'm miraculous. No, it's a daily thing, okay? It's a daily thing to remind yourself whether or not you're making good decisions, you're surrounding yourself with good people, and that's what that looks like. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Eight of Wands. And the outcome is there's a bunch of snakes on here. Then the Seven of Swords in this deck is someone running away. See, there's the sheep, and there's this guy who's like running away with someone. He's literally like draining this person's life force. So the way that I see this once again is that there's always going to be people that you know around you who are there to tempt you. Are there to, drain you of your life force, things like that, okay? And it's up to you to decide who you want to surround yourself with and whether or not, today I'm going to make good decisions or today I'm going to give in to temptation. So as I was saying before about healing, it's not like a wound that heals, it's something different. So, and what are we talking about anyways? Hello, Stefani. Whew. It's really warm out here. So I wasn't really on here to do the free questions, but Let's just see. He says, what are Juan Chavez's feelings and intentions for me? Okay. I think I've seen you in the yes or no question chat. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm sorry, dear. Feel free to email me for a paid session. Something like that is going to be a little bit more complicated. But let's see. Now I'm curious. I'll pull one card for you, Stephanie. Is that how I say your name? Stephanie gets one card. Okay. Oh, it just wanted to throw out two cards. Do you read tarot, Stephanie? Seven of Cups. Oh, okay. So you got the Seven of Cups in reverse. To me, that's somebody who has made a choice. Like they've made a decision about something. I don't know if this person dated around a lot, but it kind of looks like they're coming out of a place of confusion. So, and the Four of Pentacles in reverse has nothing to do with love, actually. They could have money problems. Looks like you put an X in the chat, and I don't know what that means. Well, I hope that helps you. How's everyone doing out there? But yes, anyways, talking about healing. So I talk about my journey all the time, about what that looks like, and healing, and it's just sort of this elusive thing, because it's not like you get a wound and then it's healed and then you move on, or like, I don't know if any of you guys have lizards or reptiles. I do like Elvis Presley. Viva Las Vegas. So, yes. Bossa Nova. Reptiles, they can lose their tail, but it grows back, which is absolutely insane. That's not something that humans... When we talk about healing, we say it isn't... I'm probably going to do another healing session this week if that's something that you guys are interested in. And right now, I'm just kind of here. I'm really just here. So, but anyway, yes, it doesn't look the same for everyone, and it isn't a Band-Aid or something like that. It's an internal thing. And really what it is making better decision, making better choices, and not having as much of a reaction. But for me, what has really lately been kind of saving me from making worse decisions for myself is going to this, learning about Buddhism, going to this temple, going there and learning about human suffering, basically. Because if you know anything about Buddhism, if that's anything that interests you, you're going to learn that Buddha said that they want to eliminate all human. To be human is to suffer, basically. To be human is to experience suffering. And what can we do to alleviate or diminish some of that suffering? So that was my healing journey. That's what it looks like for me. What does it look like for you guys? Hey guys, I'm just hanging out with you guys. I'm just here for anyone who needs it. All right, it's not a yes or no question kind of chat. We're just here, we're just hanging out, but you have to be appropriate or I will remove you from the chat and you won't be able to come back. So, don't say anything inappropriate. Homer Simpson, do you watch The Simpsons? I don't know a whole lot about Bossa Nova. I'm not sure what Bossa Nova music is. Is anybody still in the chat? I am going to probably be doing another healing session tomorrow, and I would love to get your guys' input. Anybody who is out there, I would love to get your input about that's what you would like to hear in that, if that's something that intrigues you. What do you want to hear about? Do you want to hear more about Buddhism? I don't know that much about it myself, but thanks, Marie. Oh, thank you, dear. Really, I'm just here. I'm just here for people, and that's it. That's why I'm here. I'm here for people, and I'm here for myself. But what do you guys need out there? What do you guys need out there? What do you guys need out there? You can tell me, as long as it's appropriate, of course. Oh my gosh, don't mind me. I have to moderate people. Toys unboxing. Hello. Yeah, so I'm just here for people, so. Oh my God, it's the woman from The Boys. That's fun. Okay, well, if you really want to know, I used to live in LA. I'm not going to tell you where I live now. Anybody here been to LA? You can tell me in the chats. Tell me if you've been to Los Angeles. Los Angeles is not what it seems. And I was there for 2 years, and I moved back. I lived in quite a nice neighborhood. I don't live there anymore. I lived in Studio City. Studio City is where a lot of the studios are, Universal Studios, NBC, I think even the Lifetime channel is in Studio City. And I did see a few celebrities at the grocery store. I never saw anyone major the time that I lived there. Yeah, Hollywood would be shut down for premieres, but when there weren't premieres, Hollywood was not a very nice place to be. There were a lot of people trying to sell things. There are a lot of vagrancy. There's a lot of vagrancy there, if you know what that means. And it's very dirty. It's not the safest place to be, unless you're in the nicer neighborhoods. So there's a lot to do in LA, but it isn't what you think. And in fact, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything else. It wasn't my jam. I didn't really like it. I don't know how anyone could be famous. Okay, well, you could turn up your volume. So I probably am going to get off here. I'm just on here to chill with you guys, see what's going on. And if anybody has input on the type of readings they would like to see, I might do another live this next weekend for the yes or no questions, but I haven't decided yet. So we'll see how things go. How is everybody doing anyways? Yeah, that's just a little bit about me. I lived in Los Angeles. It wasn't my favorite place to be. I left there. It's really not all glitz and glamour, and I have my opinions on Hollywood and things of that nature that I feel like is a bit unsavory. I did see the Wolverine Deadpool movie. That was interesting. I'm not sure what you mean. I'm not sure what you mean by that. How's everyone doing out there? I'm literally, I told you, I'm here for you guys if you need to talk. Oh, I see, Kwame. So that would be the weekend stream. what day is today? Today's Monday. So typically Saturday or Sunday that I will answer questions. I did one question as a courtesy tonight. And in fact, I would love to book you guys for a session. So I tell my clients when I do the private readings all the time that it should be a reading that you don't have to keep coming back to. Because if you're going to a reader and it's the same thing over and over, you're not getting much out of it. You should go to someone if you're getting a session or whatever. You shouldn't have to keep going back. So it should be something that sticks with you, something that, you know, actually helps you evolve. It shouldn't be something where you have to keep going back. Have to keep going back, have to keep going back. The idea is for you to evolve so that you don't need to rely on it anymore, because tarot can be a guide, but it can also be a crutch. So definitely. How's everyone doing out there? Happy to see you guys. I'm just here. Sometimes I know when I used to watch tarot, I don't really watch tarot that much anymore. When I used to watch tarot readings, especially the lives, it would make me feel less alone in the world. Like there's somebody out there, you know, we're here at the same time, kind of doing the same thing. So that's kind of what the lives were for me back when I used to watch tarot. It would be a comforting thing. It would be a place where I could go feel less alone. So that's what drew me to watching tarot readings. I don't watch them so much anymore. Sometimes I'll peep in, but it's not something I necessarily watch that much anymore. Okay, yeah. And in fact, I do have another YouTube channel that I post on from time to time. And I just kind of pop on here to see if anyone needs help, to see if anyone is lonely. If they're lonely, we're here. We're all here in this together in the matrix, I like to say. How's everyone doing in the chat? How many of you guys would be interested in a webinar? I have been thinking of putting together a webinar to help people learn how to kind of master tarot, or to do some basics to help people to be able to do their own tarot and to be able to have their own kind of guidance. Of course, the most important thing to have is to have that connection with whatever sources, whatever you believe sources. That's actually going to be your best guide, even better than tarot. For me, it's a reflection. It's a reflection usually of what you already have going on, what you already know. So if any of you guys are interested in going to a webinar, that's something I'm thinking about putting together to help people learn how to read tarot and how to guide themselves, but most importantly, how to get closer to source or the higher power or whatever is out there. Oh. Leticia, I think maybe what you were asking was what's my ethnicity? I was born in Wisconsin, so I'm of mixed race. Yes, I am. So yeah, if anybody is out there interested in learning how to read the tarot, I am probably going to be putting together a webinar, probably on like Zoom or something like that, to help people learn how to read tarot. And actually, you can learn how to read tarot with a deck of cards. You don't need to buy a tarot deck. You can use a regular deck of cards. The only thing missing from a regular deck of cards is the major arcana. And the major arcana is life lessons. And it's a great thing. It's something anybody can learn. And in fact, it's great because even if you yourself aren't getting anything out of it, and you invite your friends over and you learn how to be able to do that for other people, It can help, it's eye-opening. It can help people to see the things that they need to overcome. So that's why I love tarot. That's why I do it. That's why I pop on here. Who are your guys' favorite tarot readers? Do you guys watch a lot of tarot readers? I'd love to hear your reactions. I'd love to know who you guys watch, what type of things you want to see. Also, I have been thinking of kind of including astrology. I don't know if that's something that you guys would be interested in, because I know that this is pretty much more so for tarot. But yeah, astrology and tarot do go together. That's probably another thing that you could learn from like the webinar. So, and that's why I love this random deck that I bought for $7 at Spencer's Gifts, because it's a little bit of a guide insofar as it has the symbols on there. If you can see the wavy symbol, that's actually Aquarius. So that means this is Aquarius energy, Pisces energy. So it's a great guide. And yeah, so astrology and tarot, symbiotic. It wasn't always like that, but it is the case now. So I've been thinking of including astrology. Do you guys watch astrology? Who do you watch for astrology? Are you into Western or Vedic astrology? There's different bodies of astrology as well. And what type of tarot do you guys like to watch? Pick a card, tarot readings. Who's coming towards me? Tarot readings, all signs tarot reading. What other type of? There's a lot of different type of tarot readings that can be done. Let me know. Let me know what you guys think. And if you would. Oh, hi, player. This isn't a yes or no question tarot reading today. What's your question, player? I know whenever I pop on a live, everybody wants a question. What's your question, player? I know you were on my live earlier. I had to shut that one down. It really was not a good... Nope, I had to shut that one down. This one's more mild. What time is it where you guys are? It's pretty late here. Player, I know that I answered that question already. You can wait till the next live. I'm going to be doing that this weekend. And I'm pretty sure that I answered that question yesterday. You know what? I want to give you some advice. Stop focusing on that person. You got to stop focusing on that person. If you know anything about the law of attraction, the more that you focus on one person, the more that they run from you. So I wouldn't focus on that person, and give yourself time to be open to receive love from other areas. Make yourself unavailable. It's true. We have to be able to receive love. But if we have too much focus on one person, they're going to run away. They're going to not want your attention. So if this is somebody that you're interested in, try to take a little bit of your energy off of them. Yeah. It's hard though, you know. I've been in a place before where I could not stop thinking about someone. I've been there. We've all been there. And honestly, the best thing you can do for yourself is to busy yourself with life. Yeah. Busy yourself with life. And it's hard. I know in this day and age, the dating world has changed. Dating isn't the same as it used to be, and it's a lot more challenging to attract people and to keep their attention, because there are a lot of ways to meet people. I'm from Wisconsin. Where are you from, player? Do you know where Wisconsin is? Wisconsin is actually near the Great Lakes, Lake Michigan. I'm gonna light some more sage. This is I think they call this is it dragon's blood sage? It's red. This is a funny story. When I lived in LA, because I was talking about how I lived in LA, I didn't live a glamorous lifestyle. I lived with a bunch of roommates. Oh my God, you're from Australia? I would love to go to Australia. Off topic. I heard that Australia, actually, the reason Australia had become populated is because they used to send all their inmates there. So it used to be like one giant like prison. And yeah, they used to send all of their, is that true, player? That Australia the population is made up of inmates? I wonder. Hey there, John Henry, Sydney. Oh, that sounds so cool. But anyway, okay, I was talking about sage because I never used to believe in sage. I never used to believe in salt. I talk about all the time about how I think stones are sort of a placebo effect. They might be. It can't hurt to have them. But when I lived in LA, I had a bunch of roommates. I didn't live a glamorous lifestyle, okay? I had a bunch of roommates. And, oh, you're from South Africa? That's so cool. So I had a bunch of roommates, and one of my roommates had all these allergies, and he didn't like it when I had lit incense. And I could not stand this person because he was a slob, he was disrespectful, and he didn't want anyone there. And he acted like he owned the place, and it was shared. It was a shared apartment. So I just kept lighting my sage, and he moved out. I lit my sage so much, we would get into fights all the time, and I just kept lighting my sage, and I kept putting salt near the door, and he moved out. He moved out for almost a year. Have you two had a love story in which you fell deeply in love with someone? So in retrospect, I realized the love I had was not real love. But yes, I think that we all have had a story where we had feelings for someone. But the older that I get and the more that I look back on the feelings I had for these people, it wasn't love. At least, first of all, love is a made-up word. The feelings and emotions that we have are way more complicated to put a label on them. But yeah, now looking back in retrospect, I don't think I had love. I cared for these people, but more importantly, what I wanted was their validation, their approval, and I feel like that wasn't, it's something that you're learning how to love or have relationships. John Henry says, how many piercings do I have? Not that many. Yeah, so and in retrospect, if I could start over, I would have never had any partners. I would have focused my life on spirituality and development. I wouldn't have dated. I wouldn't have been with anyone. I would redo all of it because I'm a different person now, and I definitely don't. I think that relationships are more complicated, and they aren't necessarily about love. I think people seek validation, and then it can turn into something toxic. So I think that there are higher levels of relationships that you can have, and that it's a choice to be with someone. And it's really just a support network. It's a built-in support network. So that's why I always say that love is a choice. You know, if you want to stick by someone. Player says, am I single? Am I dating? No, I'm not dating anybody. I'm actually celibate, and I've been that way. And it's the best decision I've ever made, actually. I don't regret it. In fact, it's the best way to cleanse your aura. Because when you are intimate with someone, when you exchange your energy with someone, they exchange their energy with you. So the best advice I can give someone is before you attach yourself to them, before you exchange energy, energy entanglement, you better take your time to get to know them. You better take your time to get to know them, because everybody, when you first meet them, if you're dating, they're going to put on a show for you. They're going to show you what they want you to see. You're not going to see who they really are unless you're really good at picking up social cues. So don't entangle yourself with someone until you know who they are, until you know if you're compatible, until you know if you're right for one another, until you know that this is something that you want. You know, so. Yes, but just because people are attracted to you doesn't mean they have good intentions with you. Doesn't mean they're good for you. Doesn't mean that you're compatible. And in fact, as I was saying before, I don't think people know how to be in relationships anymore. I think the dynamics have changed. I think that people are looking for something different. They're looking for something quick. They're looking for something easy. And they're distracted, and they're not willing to put in the work that it takes. It's a lot of work to be in a relationship. In fact, you know, sure, yeah, I could go out there and I could meet people and I could get attention and I could get validation, but at the end of the day, that's an empty thing. And that's something that I can give myself, and that's something that I can get from the universe. So yeah, I have come a long way, and the best decision I have ever made is to put myself first. And it's not always easy, for sure. It's not easy to put yourself first. It's not easy to choose yourself over a relationship. And it's not easy to be in a relationship. So I feel like there's two ends of the spectrum there. We can go on Instagram, social media, and see, you know, happy pictures of people, but that doesn't mean that that relationship is on a high. You know, that doesn't mean that there are no issues in the relationships. So, yeah, and relationships have changed. Marriage is on the decline, and there is something impure. I feel like there's a lot of impurity in relationships nowadays because people are looking to get something from one another. It's not, I want to be around you. Your energy is good. Your energy is sacred. And my energy is good, and my energy is sacred. And I'm not trying to take your energy. I'm not trying to get anything from you. I just want to be together, and together we can be. I feel like that's something that I am now learning with Zen Buddhism, that other people don't think that way. So I have raised my standards to a level that's pretty much unattainable. It's not 100% unattainable, but I have raised my standards to where before I just wanted to have that attention, and I didn't necessarily have the standards or the boundaries that I needed. Thank you, Flair. Thank you very much. Yeah, so I have a different way of seeing relationships, and I have raised my standards to such that now I have been single, and I've definitely turned people away that I feel weren't good for me, weren't a match for me. And that's the thing about dating now, is that because you can match with anyone because of online dating, it makes it harder for people to want to stay in relationships. If I'm going to stay in a relationship, it's going to be one that's going to be goal-oriented. It's going to be one where there's reciprocity. It's going to be one where our ideals can sync, the simpatico. Yeah. Well, I won't bore you with that because I have a lot of ideas and thoughts. If someone loves me and wants to marry me, well, that hasn't happened as of yet, but I feel like marriage isn't the solution to have a good relationship and to make it last. I think that people sometimes think that if you get married, that means that person will never leave you, and that means that person is going to be loyal to you, and it doesn't necessarily mean that. In fact, it can complicate things because people have different expectations, and sometimes people marry you and then they turn into another person. So I'm not saying that I don't ever want to be in a relationship. I am just not in a rush because I've had a lot of bad relationships. That was something that I had to heal, was that I was attracting a lot of bad people, people who weren't good for me. So I had to unlearn that. And now I have done a 180. And instead of having no boundaries and no standards, I have a lot of them. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying no. I would never ever enter a relationship, anything like that. It's just not. It's not on my list of priorities right now because I know how it works. When you're looking for a relationship, you're not gonna find it. It comes to you in time. So, and in fact, the Wheel of Fortune is a good example of that. We can all tie it back into tarot. I don't know where that card went. Wheel of Fortune is divine timing. If a relationship is meant to find you, it will. And you don't have to force it. And I don't know where it is. Anyway, you don't have to force it. You don't have to look for it. The relationship will find you when you need it. That's how I'm trying to approach it that way. Because, yeah, sometimes I do seek companionship. And there's a lot of different ways to receive companionship. And I'm learning to validate myself every day without having to get the attention or validation of another person, because that can come off as a caregiving role, which isn't healthy for a relationship. Hi! Anna says one card for me. Toot says, yes, girl, preach. Honestly, everybody, I am learning so much about Zen Buddhism, and I would love to share it with you because it has changed my life. It's changed the way that I see people. It's changed the way I approach people. It's changed the way I view myself. It's changed the decisions, the patterns that I make for the better. Anna says one card. I'm sorry I can't. I did one card for Stefani, and I shouldn't have because it's not fair. I said no to player, and so I can't pull one for you and not pull one for player. So, but please, Anna M., come back Sunday. I will be doing, Sundays are my days to do the free yes or no question. And I also, you guys can do a paid session with me. I know nobody wants to spend money. I understand money is tight, but if you want to get the most out of a session with me, do a Zoom meeting, pay for a recorded reading, because I go really in depth, and it's really worth it. I have private sessions, so yeah, but come back Sunday, Anna, and I will gladly pull a card for you. But yes, back on the topic, relationships. So I haven't met someone who's deserving of my time, energy, and attention. Sometimes I'll meet people and we get along really well and they're very respectful, but there's no chemistry. We don't have anything in common. They don't believe in the things that I believe in. And that's fine. That means that person isn't for me. There's billions of people in the world. I don't need to hold myself off for one particular person. In fact, I don't know if you guys know who Teal Swan is. She actually believes that marriage is on the decline and that the future relationships are going to be different. So, India boys? You know, I don't really have a certain creed. I don't discriminate. If somebody is right for me, they're right for me. I don't discriminate. So, sure. Although, they would have to be close to my age, of course. Age is important for me. That's another thing I talk about. Another reason why I couldn't understand the celebrity world is a lot of people who are involved with people who are 20 years younger, 15 years younger or older. And for me, age is important. Age is important, absolutely. Because I'm not going to get along with someone of a different generation than me. So, enough about me. What type of readings do you guys want to see? I know you like the yes or no questions, and I will continue to do those for you guys. on the weekends, and we'll do the healing sessions and the pick of cards. But what other type of readings do you guys want to see? Do you like the pick of piles? I'm probably going to end the live soon because I've been on here an hour just talking about nothing. It's fun to talk to you guys, though. I'd gladly be here for you guys to talk to you all. So, player, you said you're from where are you from? Hello, I'm back. Hello. According to me, you might be 25. That's a compliment. Oh, I'm 41. Yes, so, hello. You're from planet Vegeta? I don't know what that is. At least you guys are being inappropriate. I really appreciate it. The handle's Maverick. Your buddy. I don't know what that means. Oh, I'm bubbly? I am. The profile picture. Player says, looking at your wedding, and it doesn't seem that you are. Oh, thank you. Are you serious? What are you doing, man? I can't have you saying that. So, yes, funny story. You guys probably can't tell. But I definitely am 41. And yes, I don't always look my age. So that's another thing I don't understand with Hollywood is how anybody could date someone from a different generation. Ooh, I wouldn't be able to relate to someone. I don't understand it. I never will. Can I read people's eyes? Do I feel, I definitely feel 41 because I have a lot of aches and pains. In fact, I have bad knees. That's one thing that you definitely will notice when you get older is pain feels different. Your body feels different. You have to take more care of your body. You have to move it more. You have to eat all kinds of stuff you don't want to eat. And drinking isn't fun. Like, you know. So, you're 24. I would love to be 24. Although, when I was 24, I didn't know what I know now. That's the difference. For sure, I definitely looked better. I definitely had a lot more energy, a lot less aches and pains, but I didn't know as much. So that's the difference. You know, being 24 and 25 is a lot of fun. Joey says, it's my birthday. Can you sing to me? Joey. Lisa, it's your birthday. Do you know that song? Happy birthday, Lisa. I know that's not your name, but it's from The Simpsons. Is it really your birthday? How old are you? And so you decided to take it out. Oh yeah. I used to be a singer back in the day. I'm probably gonna end the chat soon, you guys, because I've been on here an hour just blabbering. I'm so glad that you guys came out. I'm always here for you, even if I'm not on a live. You can always email me if you need a reading. I have different price ranges. $5 questions. I have a $5 questions. I have the $1 yes or no. I have the $15 Celtic Cross reading. I have the $30 mediumship reading, and I have the $25 in-depth reading. So I'm always here for you. At least right now I have an open availability. So, but I am going to end the live now, and I will return. I'm going to do a healing session, probably in the morning, and then next weekend I'm going to be doing the regular yes or no questions. So come back for that. come back for your yes or no question. And I really appreciate all you guys. Thank you so much for coming out. I'll see you all later. Bye. Thank you. Good night.